Welcome, my friends. You are watching Lightning Rod Collectibles Live, bringing you the best and the coolest from the diamond, modern, copper, bronze, silver, and even the golden age of comics. You are watching episode number 438. And I remain your host, Michael D. Lepine. Welcome, one and all. Yes, my friends, it's another great episode of Lightning Rod Collectibles, simulcast on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. We've got such a great show for you today. Got some cool stuff for you. Stuff like Classics Illustrated, Ben-Hur, the 2-issue miniseries Who's Who in Star Trek from DC Comics, Rough Stuff magazine number 4, featuring interviews and artwork, some of which never before seen, from artists such as John Tottleton, Gene Colan, Stephen Bissett, Howard Chaykin, Andrew Robinson, and Michael Kaluta. Iron Fist number 5, the first appearance of Scimitar. Tomb of Dracula number 6. We've got Charlie Chan number 1. The Incredible Hulk volume 2 number 206. Conan the Barbarian number 16. Superman number 168 from the Silver Age. Alien, the Illustrated Story. Don Winslow of the Navy, issue number 8 from the Golden Age of World War II. Logan's Run, number 6. We've got a special portfolio sketchbook of Solomon Kane, also created by Robert E. Howard, same author who created Conan. The sketchbook is by artist Gary Gianni. We've got today's Lightning Rod special value, which is Weird Western Tales number 12 from DC Comics, featuring Batlash, El Diablo, and Jonah Hex. And we've got Howard the Duck, we've got the Marvel Family, Batman, The Adventures of Big Boy from Bob's Big Boy Restaurants, Blue Beetle, Damage, Fantastic Four, G.I. Joe Yearbook number 1, Sergeant Fury, a whole lot more. This is going to be an awesome show. Let me tell you what else we're going to have, too. We are going to have a trivia question connected with just about every book we do tonight. And that's going to be very awesome. If you give me a correct answer, and of course, you'll see the question on the screen. You'll have an opportunity to type the answer in the feed. If you are the first person to get the answer to the question correct, you will receive a free comic book. And all you will have to pay is shipping, provided you have not purchased anything else during the show. Of course, if you have purchased anything else during today's show, the free book, or whatever free books you win for answering trivia questions correct, will be included in your package. Isn't that cool? I can't wait. All right, let's get started, shall we? Some things you should know. Please like and share our show on Facebook. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Lightning Rod Collectibles. Got a bonus for you. If you are the 25th person to type the word share or shared in the Facebook Live feed, the 25th person will receive a grab bag package of 25 random picked comics. And all you'll have to pay is shipping. So that's going to be cool. So watch out for that. Please like and share. Respond to our calls to action. Payments for all books are accepted through PayPal and Square. Please PM your PayPal email address immediately after the show or during the show so that an invoice can be sent for you on the item you are purchasing. PM Lightning Rod if you do not have or use PayPal, and arrangements will be made to process your payment using Square. Payment must be made within 48 hours after the show's end unless special arrangements are made with Lightning Rod. Also, on our shipping, we ship via USPS Priority Mail. 1 to 7 comics is $9 Priority Mail envelope. 8 to 25 comics is $17 Priority Mail box, either large or medium, depending on what's going in the box. A separate shipping quote will be sent out for any oversized and or overweight packages. You should know that Lightning Rod encourages multiple wins to save on shipping. All Lightning Rod packages are shipped with protection from the elements and from mishandling in mind. Now you should know the name of the game on this show is Make Lightning Rod an Offer. If you see an item you like, don't hesitate to make an offer on it. Lightning Rod likes your offer. If Lightning Rod likes your offer, it will be accepted. If your offer is too low, Lightning Rod will make you a counter offer on the item. Then you'll have 3 options at that point. You can either walk away from the deal entirely, which is something I hope you won't do because I want to be able to sell you these books because you'll be the ones expressing interest in the books that you see. That's option 1. Option 2 is accepting Lightning Rod's counteroffer. And we only want you to do that if you feel the offer is truly reasonable. Or you can make a counteroffer of your own. That's your third option. Now, the negotiations will consist of Lightning Rod making subsequent counteroffers of lesser value than previously made by Lightning Rod, and the buyer is encouraged to make subsequent counteroffers of higher value than their previously made offers. So I'm coming down in value on my counteroffers. If you want the book, you are making counteroffers where the value of each one you make is going up. The idea here is we will meet somewhere in the middle, and with our respective offers, we'll be able to strike up a deal, a happy medium, that both parties can be satisfied with. However, this is not going to stop anyone else from liking the same item you're interested in and making their own offers on it. If a third party does make an offer, it must be higher than your highest offer. And once the new buyer's offer is in play, an automatic bidding war begins between the two potential buyers. Oh, wow. It's exciting. So let's get started, shall we? Here we go. All right, this is the book that we're starting off with. I wanted to have some more graphics made for each of these books, but I ran into some technical difficulties in that area, so please excuse. So we will just do the feed. Robert Kennedy says, "Hi, Michael." Hey, Robert, how are you? We're getting started right now with this book. Let's put this in the feed. This is the book that's first up. It's a Copper Age DC Comics Make Me an Offer item. Hi, Michael. Oops. Okay. Deadman. This is Deadman, Volume 2, issue number 8. I'm sorry, not 18. Issue number 1B. Copper Age DC Comics Make Me an Offer item. Deadman, Volume 2, issue number 1B. The story is by Andrew Helfer. The art and cover done in glorious detail by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. Absolutely love this man's work. This is a direct edition copy. There are appearances by Batman, Ramakrishna, and the Sensei. This issue came out in March of 1986. The grade range is 7.5. Very fine minus, to 8.5, very fine plus condition. We started introducing it in the last episode, but we're going to make it a regular thing. You can still make Lightning Rod an offer, but there is a minimum offer that we will accept on every item. And it's going to be different for every item. The minimum accepted offer for this issue is $4. So that means if you happen to make an offer below $4, we will not even consider it. But if you make an offer of $4 or more, then we will begin our negotiation. And just so you know, coming up next after this, the first issue of what turned out to be a great fanzine, Star Reach number 1, is coming up next. And while we're at it, I need to pop in those trivia questions. We're going to start with our first one. It's always trivia time here, or it will be always trivia time on Lightning Rod Collectibles Live. The winner of the following multiple choice trivia question, and it's all multiple choice here, will receive 1 free comic. You will be required to pay for shipping if the trivia prizes are the only items you win on today's show. Otherwise, if you have other winnings, whatever comics you win as a result of trivia will be included. So here is our first question, my friends. First question. Boston Brand, the man who would ultimately become Deadman, has a twin brother. What is his brother's first name? Is it Cleveland? Is it Houston? Is it Reno? Is it Memphis? Or is it Portland? The first person to answer correctly wins a free comic. The answer is coming up. Stay with us. Also, you get to choose which publisher you want the free comic to be if you win one. Do you want it to be a Marvel book? Do you want it to be a DC book? Or do you want it to be an independent? I will choose the independent. So you will not be able to choose the independent, and of the Marvel and DC books, you cannot say, oh, I want a Spider-Man book. Oh, I want a Batman book. I get to choose. But at least you'll have the say over the publishers, be it Marvel or DC. If it's an independent book, I will pick the independent publisher and the title. So once again, there's Reyes. Hey, Reyes, how are you? We're going to have more graphics on the next episode, I promise. But at least we have these. We have that one. And we have that one. I kind of like that one. All right, so one final call on this book for now. Douglas says Cleveland. All right, anybody else have any answers? One last call on this book. Story by Andrew Helfer, art and cover by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. This, I think, is the finest Dead Man story DC Comics has ever published. This is the first of a 4-issue miniseries that explores Dead Man's origins, his past, and his future. And it is an awesome, awesome story. I don't think they ever put this in a trade paperback, I'm sorry to say. I mean, and not with a collection. This deserves to be in a trade paperback, the 4 issues, all by itself. I don't think that's ever happened with this particular series. So this is from March 1986. The grade range is 7.5, very fine minus, to 8.5, very fine plus. The minimum accepted offer on this issue is $4. Hey, Doug, did you receive your package yet? Please let me know. Don't have any clue to who his twin brother is, to his twin brother's name. Well, that's part of the reason why I made every question multiple choice. Because if you didn't know the answer, you could always guess. You have 1 in 4 chances of, or sometimes 1 in 5, sometimes 1 in 6 chances, depending on how many multiple choices there are to the question, of getting it right. So I encourage you, even if you don't know what the answer is, throw your hat in the ring and make a guess. You could be right. The only thing I ask of everybody is, please do not take time out to go and look the answer up on the internet. I'm trusting everybody who participates to be on the honor system in that regard. Doug, I'm glad to hear that package got to you, and I hope you're happy with everything. So, cool. All right, we're going to move on, and I am going to give the answer. The question was, Boston Brand, the man who would ultimately become Dead Man, has a twin brother. What is his brother's first name? Is it A, Cleveland Brand? Is it B, Houston Brand? Is it C, Reno Brand? Is it D, Memphis Brand? Or is it E, Portland Brand? And the answer is A, Cleveland Brand. Boston's twin brother is named Cleveland Brand, an equally skilled acrobat whom Boston got killed in the same manner in which Boston himself got killed while inhabiting Cleveland's body, as depicted in this very issue, Dead Man, Volume 2, Number 1. Douglas Wells gave the correct answer. So, Douglas, you are the winner. You get a free comic. What I need to know, and first of all, congratulations. What I need to know is, do you want your book to be a Marvel, a DC, or an independent book? And I will pick it at random. I have a short box of comics ready to go to pull winning books out of. So, Doug, what kind of publisher would you like your comic to be from? Marvel, please. All righty. I'm going to pick that right now. All right. Here is your winning book. It is The Micronauts from Marvel, issue number 3 of The Micronauts by Bill Mantlo and Michael Golden. What an awesome series that was, especially the first year. This is at the height of Marvel's push into making comics based on the toy market. This is one of the most successful books that Marvel put in that genre, next to G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, and Rom Space Knights. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So that is your free book. Thank you so much. I'm going to put your name on it with a sticky. All right, you are welcome, good sir. And here's the next book. All right, let's put this in the feed. It is a Bronze Age Star Reach Productions, Make Me an Offer item. This was the artists' fanzine. This was put together by the artists, for the artists, and for the artists' fans. Great early works of great artists in this fanzine. This book is Star Reach, issue number 1. Star Reach, issue number 1. The stories in this issue are by Jim Starlin, Steve Skeets, Ed Hicks, and Howard Chaykin. The art is by Jim Starlin, Steve Skeets, Walt Simonson, and Howard Chaykin. The covers are by Howard Chaykin and Jim Starlin, who did the back cover. This is a first printing issue, comic size, because they did a magazine-sized version as well. This is a key issue, because this is the premiere issue of the Comic Book Artist fanzine. And it is the first appearance of the character known as Cody Starbuck, who was well received by Howard Chaykin. I'm getting tongue-tied. Created by Howard Chaykin, it was well received in the pages of Heavy Metal magazine. This was published in November of 1977. The grade range is 7.5, very fine minus, to 8.5, very fine plus condition. And the minimum accepted offer for this issue is $7. Make me an offer. And we're going to do the next trivia question. The lightning rod trivia question number 2. The character of Cody Starbuck, created by Howard Chaykin, was used as a guide by Chaykin to create which of his later characters? Was it A, Marvel's Dominic Fortune? Is it B, First Comics American Flag? One of my all-time favorites, by the way. Is it C, Atlas Comics The Scorpion? Or is it D, all of the above? The first to answer correctly wins a free comic. The answer is coming up. Stay with us. Or let me also tell you what's coming up after this. We have a Silver Age Marvel due up next. The next book is Tales of Suspense number 77. Later on, we're going to have some great books for you. Logan's Run, number 6. Today's Lightning Rod special value is Weird Western Tales, number 12. We have Don Winslow of the Navy, number 8, from World War II. It's a Golden Age book. We have a special issue of Superman, Silver Age, issue number 168. And many, many more. We even have a Bob's Big Boy comic for you. Wait till you see that. One last call for now on this book. Please know that anything that has not sold is still available. You can ask me anytime during the show or after the show if you want to PM me about anything that hasn't sold, and we can make a backroom deal if that's the case. So all you have to do is let me know. I'm happy to bring it back to the screen if it's still during the show, or otherwise contact me via PM. All right, last call for now on this issue. featuring early works by Jim Starlin, Howard Chaykin, and Walt Simonson. This is Star Reach fanzine number 1. This is a first printing issue, first issue of the Comic Book Artist fanzine, and the first appearance of Cody Starbuck, created by Howard Chaykin. Minimum accepted offer is $7. Make me an offer. And again, the question, the trivia question is the character of Cody Starbuck used by Howard Chaykin was created by Howard Chaykin was used to create which of his later characters? Is it Dominic Fortune from Marvel, American Flag from First Comics, the Scorpion from Atlas Comics, or all of the above? And we don't have any takers on this question, so the answer is D, all of the above. Each of artist Howard Chaykin's major characters, from Cody Starbuck to the Scorpion to Dominic Fortune to American Flag, has something borrowed from each character before them, from their costume designs to various aspects of their personalities. All right, thanks for playing. Congratulations if you've won. We've got one winner already. Douglas Wells won the Micronauts from Marvel, issue number 3. Here comes the next book. All right, this is some Silver Age goodness from Marvel. This is Tales of Suspense, Volume 1, number 77. The stories in this issue are by Stan Lee. The art is by Gene Colan, drawing under the pseudonym of Adam Austin, and Jack Abel, drawing under the pseudonym of Gary Michaels, and Jack Kirby and John Romita Sr., with Frank Giacoia inking under the pseudonym of Frank Ray. The cover is by Gene Colan and Jack Abel, although they're not using pseudonyms on the cover. This issue features Iron Man and Captain America stories. It's a key issue in that it is the first full appearance of that giant on the cover known as Ultimo. Plus, there are appearances by the Mandarin and by Sharon Carter. May 1966 is when this issue came out. The grade range is 4.5, very good plus condition, to 5.5, fine minus condition. The minimum accepted offer is $13. You're going to want to see what's coming up next. After this book is Robert E. Howard's Solomon Kane, a sketchbook by Gary Gianni, and it is gorgeous. Wait till you see it. It's coming up next. I'll be right back, my friends. I have to wet my whistle. Talking is hard work. You're watching Lightning Rod Collectibles Live. All right, my friends, I have returned. Oh, that's much better. All right, let's take a moment to give you the trivia question on this book. Here's question number 3. Iron Man fought the gigantic robot Ultimo on several occasions. At one point, Ultimo was under the control of which supervillain? Was it the Radioactive Man, which is A, B, the Mandarin, C, the Yellow Claw, or D, Dr. Sun? First to answer correctly wins a free comic. The answer is coming up. Stay with us. All right, last call for the moment on this book. Silver Age Marvel, make me an offer item. Tales of Suspense, number 77, from Volume 1, featuring Iron Man and Captain America stories. First full appearance of Ultimo in the Iron Man story. From May 1966, the grade range is 4.5 to 5.5, which is very good plus to fine minus. The minimum accepted offer is $13. Make me an offer. All right, my friends, we are about to move on. We'll close this out with the answer to our trivia question on this book. You only have a few short seconds left to put your answer in the feed if you are inclined to answer this question. If you want to participate and you don't know the answer, Nothing is stopping you from making an educated guess, or even an uneducated guess. We don't discriminate here at Lightning Rod. The question was, Iron Man fought the gigantic robot Ultimo on several occasions. At one point, Ultimo was under the control of which supervillain? Was it A, Radioactive Man, B, the Mandarin, C, the Yellow Claw, or D, Dr. Sun? And I see no answers given in the feed, so we're going to give you the answer. The answer is the Mandarin. That's choice B, the Mandarin. It was the Mandarin that found the gigantic alien robot that is Ultimo and tried to use it in his goal to be ultimate ruler of China and destroy Iron Man in the process. All right, my friends, we're moving on to our next item, which is a digest-sized portfolio book complete with short stories. You're going to really like this, especially if you're a fan of the creations of author Robert E. Howard, whose most famous is Conan the Barbarian. But this is not about Conan. This is about one of his other creations. Okay, putting this in the feed, this is a modern age, Wandering Star Publishing, Make Me an Offer item. This is Robert E. Howard's Solomon Kane, a sketchbook by Gary Gianni. Robert E. Howard's Solomon Kane, a sketchbook by Gary Gianni. All stories are by Robert E. Howard. All artwork is by Gary Gianni. And the book looks like this. It comes in this envelope sleeve. And I'm going to crack open the inside of it. The Solomon Kane Sketchbook. Masterful. Like Gary Gianni. Look at that. Take another page. Look at that. Wow, isn't that awesome? The work is superb. It's superb. Look at that. Ooh. Now this book actually is a first edition. It's a promotional booklet for the Savage Tales of Solomon Kane publication. It comes in an original printed envelope sleeve, as you saw, complete with a 4x6 inch Solomon Kane painting postcard also rendered by Gary Gianni. This was published in 1997. The grade range is 9.8, near mint to 9.9, mint condition. The minimum offer accepted on this book is $28. Man, that's so cool. Love them guns. Oh. Man, this is such a lovely book. And let me just show you the postcard. I did mention there's a postcard in this envelope. Here's the postcard. This is included. Postcard. The Puritan swashbuckler and demon hunter, Solomon Kane. Putting everything back. Here's the question that's related to this. Question number 4. Solomon Kane was just one of author Robert E. Howard's great character creations. Which of the choices below is not a character of Robert E. Howard's? Is it A, Fangor of Lemuria? Is it B, King Kull? Is it C, Grand Mac Morn? Or is it D, Conan the Barbarian? First to answer correctly wins a free comic. The answer's coming up. Stay with us. Kind of has that Van Helsing vibe. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Gary Gianni is like a wizard with his pen and ink drawing. It's just awesome to look at. I could stare at them all day. Last call for now on this book. Please remember that anything that has not sold is still available. This is from Wandering Star Publishing to Make Me an Offer item from a modern age. Robert E. Howard's Solomon Kane, a sketchbook by Gary Gianni. The stories are by Robert E. Howard. The art is by Gary Gianni. This is a first edition, a promotional booklet for the publication The Savage Tales of Solomon Kane. It comes in its original printed envelope sleeve, complete with a 4x6 Solomon Kane painting on a postcard by Gary Gianni. This came out in late 1997. The grade range is 9.8 near mint to 9.9 mint condition. Minimum accepted offer is $28. All right, we're going to move on, but we're going to tell you what the answer is to our trivia question. Solomon Kane was just one of author Robert E. Howard's great character creations. Which of the choices below is not a character of Howard's? Thongor of Lemuria, King Kull, Bran MacMorn, or Conan the Barbarian? And the answer is Thongor of Lemuria. It was the A answer. Thongor of Lemuria. Thongor the Barbarian appeared in a series of 6 fantasy novels written by Lynn Carter, born 1930 and died 1988. And Thongor appeared in an 8-issue feature run within the pages of Marvel Comics' Creatures on the Loose. Lynn Carter's writing style incorporated elements from authors such as Robert E. Howard, H.P. Lovecraft, Edgar Rice Burroughs, and Kenneth Robeson, among others. Kenneth Robeson, well, let's go over each one. Howard, Robert E. Howard, of course, Conan the Barbarian, King Kull, Bran MacMorn. H.P. Lovecraft wrote about the demon Cthulhu. Edgar Rice Burroughs, of course, created Tarzan and John Carter of Mars. And Kenneth Robeson, which was the pseudonym for an author named Lester Dent, created Doc Savage. All right. We're going to jump right ahead to the next question before we show you the title of the next book. So it is related, of course. Here we go. The lightning rod trivia question. This is question number 5. Question number 5. Marvel's comic adaptation of Logan's Run is based on the MGM blockbuster motion picture of 1976. Who was the British actor that played the titular character of Sandman Logan 5? Was it Richard Harris? That's A. Was it Roger Moore? That's B. Was it Michael York? That's C. Or was it Oliver Reed? That's D. First to answer correctly wins a free comic. Stay with us. The answer is coming up. There is our next book. This is Logan's Run, issue number 5. great series. This is one of the great comic book adaptations of a great film. The stories are by John Warner and Scott Edelman. The art is by Tom Sutton and Terry Austin and Mike Zeck. The cover is by Paul Gulacy. One of my favorite Paul Gulacy covers. This issue is the first issue after the 5-issue adaptation of the film. So this issue continues the story where the movie left off. But this is also a key issue because there's a backup story in this issue, and it features Thanos' first solo story. And there's also an appearance in that story by Drax, the Destroyer. This came out in June of 1977. The grade range is 4.0, very good, to 5.0, very good, fine condition. The minimum offer accepted on this issue is $5. And let me tell you what's coming up next. We have a Golden Age book on deck. Don Winslow of the Navy, probably the most important book, the most important comic title of the World War II era. That's coming up next. All right, my friends. Last call on this issue for now. Logan's Run, number 6. This Marvel run lasted 7 issues. The first 5 featured the adaptation of the film. The next 2 issues attempted to go beyond the movie. Plus a backup story featuring Thanos' first solo story. This issue's from June 1977. The grade range is 4.0, very good, 5.0, very good, fine condition. Medium accepted offer is $5. Okay, here comes the answer to our trivia question. Marvel's comic adaptation of Logan's Run is based on the MGM blockbuster motion picture of 1976. Who was the British actor that played the titular character of Sandman Logan 5? A. Richard Harris, B. Roger Moore, C. Michael York, and D. Oliver Reed. And the answer to this question is C. Michael York. C. Michael York. An accomplished actor, Sir Michael York has delivered outstanding performances in films including The Taming of the Shrew, Romeo and Juliet, The Three Musketeers, Cabaret, and the Austin Powers trilogy, as well as his portrayal of Logan in the blockbuster film Logan's Run. Thanks for playing. Congratulations if you've won based on this question. Let me tell you about the next trivia question. I'm going to ask the question and then introduce the book. The character of Lieutenant Commander Don Winslow, United States Navy, had appeared in what other forms of media during World War II? We're talking about outside of comics now. Was the character of Don Winslow used in radio serials, which is A? Was he used in B, newspaper strips? Was he used in C, prose novels? Was he used in D, movie serials? Or was it A, B, C, D, and D, all the above? Should say D, all the above. Or should it be E, all of the above? First answer to answer correctly wins a free comic. And here is the book, Don Winslow of the Navy. I dare say this is probably one of the most, if not the most, influential comics during World War II. Okay, here it is in the feed. Don Winslow of the Navy, number 8, A Golden Age, Fawcett Publications, Make Me an Offer item. The stories inside are uncredited. The art and the cover are by Carl Pfeiffer. Carl Pfeiffer. The presidential first lady, Eleanor Roosevelt, and Rear Admiral Richard E. Byrd, listed on the editorial advisory board for this series. This is from October 1943. The grade range is between 0.5, poor condition, and 1.0, fair condition. The cover is still with us and it's still whole, but it's seen much better days. The cover, well, you know. The minimum accepted offer on this book is $12. Okay, here comes the answer to the trivia question. Last call on this book for now. Golden Age. Fawcett Publications, Make Me an Author item. Don Winslow of the Navy, number 8. This character was created by Lieutenant Commander Frank Martinek, retired, who wanted to originally use the character for other items, for other things. But he was approached by a friend of his who also served in the Navy, asking him to find a way to increase enlistment among young men in the armed forces in general, and the Navy in particular. So the author thought it was a grand idea, which leads up to the answer to the trivia question. The character of Don Winslow, Lieutenant Commander, United States Navy, had appeared in what other forms of media during World War II? Was it A, radio serials, B, newspaper strips, C, prose novels, D, movie serials, or what should say as E, all of the above? All right, my friends, the answer to this question is it should say E, all of the above. E, all of the above. With this question, with this answer, if you had picked any of the other answers, you'd still be right, and you would still get the credit for answering this question. Used by the U.S. Navy as a recruitment tool to inspire young men to enlist, Don Winslow of the Navy appeared in prose, newspaper strips, radio programs, and movie serials before Fawcett Publishing began comic book adventures of the character in 1942. Coming up next, today's lightning rod special value Weird Western Tales, Volume 1, number 12. Coming up in just a few seconds. But first, the next trivia question is stepping up right now. Jonah Hex, the DC Comics Western gunslinger, was held in captivity by the Native American tribe his own father sold him to. And as was later facially scarred by them, please name the tribe that named Hex for cheating in a trial by combat. There's our book. Let's put it in the feed. All right, my friends. Bronze Age DC Comics, today's lightning rod special value. This is not a make me an offer item. This is a straight up buy it now bargain. Weird Western Tales, Volume 1, number 12. The stories are written by John Albano, Cary Bates, Sergio Aragonés, and Dennis O'Neil, and Ed Herron. The art inside is by Tony DeZuniga, Neil Adams, with inks by Bernie Wrightson. Can you imagine Bernie Wrightson inking over Neil? Wow. And then there's Nick Cardy and Carmine Infantino. The cover is by Joe Kubert. Yeah.
What's up?
Nothing.
Have you gotten on?
Yeah, I'm on.